Kathrin is going to speak to us about the tools to adapt without losing one's sense of self. She is a Feng Shui master and someone who is very skilled in co-creating spaces, inner spaces and outer spaces, which whenever I look at them, bring not only calmness, but also so much of a feeling that now this is a space where we can create. So over to you, Kathrin.
Thank you so much, everybody. I'm so happy to talk about Feng Shui because this is my passion. This is where I grow. This is where I can express myself deeply, and Feng Shui is not only a part of my life, it's really became my life. And this year, the year of the wood dragon, actually is the energy I was born in. I was born as a wood dragon, and after this, I become 60 this year. So don't make a I can talk open about my age, and I think this cycle occurs every 60 years. So the last time we had the year of the wood dragon was 60 years ago. So it's for me, it's a very coming home year. And I really feel I turn into a dragon this year. And I really feel the energy of this wood dragon so deeply, so intense. And I want to share with you the energy of the wood dragon. But before, I want to honor the mystical man who who was like an inventor of Feng Shui, who was, the one who brought this wisdom into the world. So this is a very deep wisdom, and we go a little bit deep today also because it's much more than kind of entertainment that we talk about, because it's something that you really get deeply involved in, because if you get involved, you become part of that beauty. You become part of that cosmos that we are talking about, and going deep into this intense being involved is much more than entertainment. So let's first of all worship Fu Xi, who is the one who brought this wisdom into the world. And let me share my screen with you. This is Fu Xi. This is his memorial, like it is in China. And Fu Xi was sitting at the Yellow River more than 6,000 years ago, or even 60,000 years ago. Time is only a concept. It was long, long ago. It was in a time when there was no characters there. Nobody was able to write something because the characters were not invented in that time. And he was sitting there in deep contemplation at the Yellow River, and all of a sudden he saw a horse coming out of the water, and he had some dots on his back. And Fu Xi saw this horse with these dots on his back, and he thought, oh, this is, I get goosebumps every time I talk about that. This is a magical sign from heaven. This is a message from heaven coming to me, and this is a science coming from heaven And I have the honor and the task to bring this science into life. And he felt this call, and the other idea he had in mind was, I have to tame the wild in the behavior of humans. So this is another really deep thought about Feng Shui and about all the Taoistic wisdoms and knowledges we have nowadays. So this what you see here is his explanation of this concept of the world, like the world is now, today. Like the world is an explanation of the world. This is the later heaven Bagua as we work in Feng Shui with it. And let's go a little bit into it because it's really beautiful. Everything in the world can be expressed by this. Everything that we have, everything that we go through, everything that will come, and everything that was. It's a wonderful DNA of life. Unfortunately, this is in German, but this is the left one here, is the early heaven Bagua. So this early heaven Bagua, I want to just give you one idea about how what we can see. We can see thousands and millions of things in it, but just give me one small idea, because this is all energies. These are all energies. So you see, this is a perfect balance of energies. So everywhere you have here a broken line, you have a straight line on the other side. So you see everything is in balance. So this is the concept of the early heaven, which is the concept of the world as it should be. It's an ideal concept of the world. And you see the energy is neutral. You know, energy is neither good or bad. And this is also something that we see here embedded in that beautiful picture, that energy is neither good or bad. It's neutral, it's innocence in its core. And you see here, it's necessary, embedded to give harmony to the world. So everything is in balance, and there are also these 5 elements that are related to these trigrams that we see later. But life is not a theoretical concept. So life is something else. Life is movement. So here we have stability, we have balance. Balance is standing still, but life is not standing still in no moment. So we have the later heaven. This is the concept of how the world is now. And this is what Fu Xi has written down when he saw this horse coming out of the water. And what for me very important is, how does it come from the early heaven, from the ideal world, which is not reality, to the later heaven? How does the interplay of forces get into moving? That was the first thing I wanted to know. And for me, it was the most interesting question when I started to explore all this. And the answer is as simple as logical. It was an anomaly in the orbit. This has set everything in motion. This has set this ideal concept of stillness, standing still, into the concept of movement. So the interaction of the elements of yin and yang. And as we are today we get to this later, in the new moon ceremony, which is also very beautiful, Meenakshi, that you have the setting embedded into the new moon ceremony, into the which we have tomorrow, you see how from the stillness, from the stage of no movement, everything comes into action. And this is the stillness and the Tao, the origin of all things. And then a spot of pure yang is coming out in the middle of the dark. And Lao Tzu says for this, if all things have no emptiness, how can they come into being? So this is so beautiful. And the next step out of the dark, the small spot in the middle, you get into the interaction of yin and yang. And this is how the world, how we deal with this energy in our lives. So here we are now, and this is the two lines, the two Yao lines that are represented by the yin and the yang, which can describe everything in the world. So we have the yin line, which has many facets, and the yang line too. And the interaction between these two is determining our lives. Also the year of the wood dragon. Here you see the DNA of spirit planning. So you see that from the yin and yang in interaction, the 8 trigrams come into life. This is the 8 trigrams, and each trigram is related to an element. This trigram with the number 2 is related to the earth element, and so on. And so you have the 5 elements. We have in Feng Shui, we have 5 elements, which is earth, water, wood, fire, and metal. These are the 5 elements. Everything in the world, every mountain, every water, every landscape, every human, every dragon, every energy can be described by this interaction of these 5 elements. And you see here that every element and every trigram is related to a direction. And this is so wonderful because this gives the explanation why Feng Shui is an art and wisdom that we work with in rooms, because every room has a direction and every house is situated in a special direction and is affecting by a special direction. So the whole world is explained by the interaction of magnetism and gravitation. So this is the beauty of Feng Shui. And now we welcome the wood dragon, but not only the wood dragon in this year, but we welcome also a new cycle. This is so interesting because we have everything is cycling in this world. And we have a 20-year cycle starting now, started at the 4th of February, 2024 until 2044. And this is the last age of a 180-year cycle. And this started in 1864, and it will be completed in 20 years. And now we are in the last age of this 180-year cycle. And this is very, very meaningful because the energy change, because energy are dealing like humans. They grow, they become powerful, then they become weak, and then they die. So everything is like this. Everything is cyclic, also energies. And as now we turn into a new cycle, so we have to deal with the energies in our surrounding that affects us in a very wise way to get into the good energies for the future. And this age we turn into is a Li Gua age. It's a fire age. So that the wood dragon welcomes the fire age. And again, for this anomaly in the orbit, we are in a leap year right now. Every 4 years, every cycle starts with a leap year. So this is one aspect of this anomaly that we have in life. So as I said, no energy is good or bad. It's only all about how we deal with it. And these are the 3 possibilities of interaction of the 5 elements. So we have the nourishing cycle, the weakening, and the controlling cycle. So these are the kind of interaction, how we can deal with these elements. And as we are in the year of the wood dragon, so we have the wood here. And as we are metal element, I think there's Meenakshi metal element and me. So we both are metal element. Okay, so let's see how these metal element humans are related to the year of the wood dragon. As metal conquers wood, metal has power over wood. You can explain it like in many ways, but let me give you one little example. Like an axe or a saw or any other metal tool can shape a tree into a share. So I conquer the wood, which makes me stronger, and then I can attack the wood, I can change the wood into something new, so I can use my creative power very well in this year. So the year gives me power to create. So it's a very good year for a metal element human. Let's go through all the 5 elements and the relation we have with the year of the wood dragon. Then we have the water element. The people with the water who are related to the water element are in a weakening cycle. So the water is needed for the wood to grow. So the wood takes the water, so the wood weakens the water. So this is something we have to deal with as water element related people. But we can deal very clever with these elements because we not only have these 2. So what would be the message for a water related human in that year of the wood is, so you can bring metal into the game. So this would be my suggestion for water people in this year. Bring metal into the game, so metal nourishes water, so you have something that makes you stronger. And also, as we saw before, the metal has power over wood, so the metal will weaken the wood again. So you are in your water energy, you can have a very powerful year if you work like a martial art with these elements in this year. So what you need as a water element, a human, would be kind of protection, because metal is protection. So ask for protection, ask for this energy to come into your life. And with this knowledge, you can dance with the wonderful wood dragon through the year. If you're a fire element, I think we have some fire people here. Victoria, Patricia, I think you are fire. And the fire element is weakening the wood. So as the fire needs the wood to burn. So fire is, so the wood is very good for the fire to burn. So it's a very good year for the fire element to grow and to burn into their hearts, to burn into their power, to burn into their true selves. So use the power of the wood dragon this year as a fire element to shine into your true self. So you have the support of the year of the wood dragon. And the earth element, we have people with earth here too, I think. The earth element is the other way around than the metal. So wood has power over earth. So wood changes the earth element. So we have also here a very challenging aspect for the earth element humans, because they might be attacked by the wood dragon this year. But there is also, again, like something that you can integrate in your life, and that makes you a lot of much more stronger than you are before, because you can add fire into your life. So if you add fire into your life, you break that direct line between wood and earth, and so you continue that nourishing circle. So wood will then go to the fire that you add into your life and weakens the fire and strengthens the earth, because the fire is like also the picture of the imagine the blossom that falls onto earth and enriches the earth, or a fire of, if a wood burns, then it goes to earth and enriches nourishes the soil of the earth. So integrate fire into your life, which is also love. Fire is the heart. Fire is the beauty of love shining. So shine through this year, and then love will be the force for you to be enabled to dance with the wood dragon in a very powerful way. And if you are wood yourself, so you don't have any problems, because wood and wood are very good friends. I don't know how much time I have. I want to say something about the wood dragon itself. 2 or 3 words. The wood dragon is a very young and curious one. And wild and impetuous, he pushes into the world. He loves being in the woods in times of rain and windy days, and he asks us to do the same. To love the windy and rainy days, who have the power of renewal when the sky waters its flowers. The wood dragon talks to the trees and listens to every word they tell, every song they play. It is an endless, wonderful conversation, and be sure it is very powerful. And the dragon is the yang power, yang magic, the only mystical animal in the Chinese zodiac. It needs to be balanced by yin energy. So, love, joy, let your heart speak, listen to it, listen to nature, go out into nature. The nature of wood is spring. It is the end of the frost, the melting water, the fresh green. Let's go out dancing in the rain. This is what came to in the morning when I meditated about the wood dragon. And I like to give you one more gift. This something that is good for all of you. As you know, in Feng Shui, everything is related to direction and to the house. So the energy that flows into our houses this year maybe can be too strong for some of us. So it will be very important to keep the house balanced and in harmony. Not every household should make big changes this year. Keep it calm. But if you feel an essential need to change wisely. And because we have this period change. And if you feel there are areas of your life that are changing, then it is time to change your personal surrounding too. The newborn energy of the period 9, the fire era, is strong, and it will get stronger by the time. What every one of us can do is the following. We can install a salt cure, so-called salt cure, in the west sector of our house. So for example, this is a house, and here's the west sector. You can measure it with your compass. Install a salt cure there, because here there will be something disturbing in every household all over the planet. And this is a not vital earth energy this year in the west sector of our houses. And with the salt cure, which has a very strong metal energy, we can keep the earth energy busy so that it leaves us alone and doesn't spread its bad influence on us. So this is the salt cure I did this year in my west sector. And I just explain you how it works. You put a bowl and you put it 2/3, fill it with salt, normal salt. Then you put 6 coins in a circle, like you see here on the picture. And in the middle, you put one other coin, maybe a coin with a empty middle would be great, but you can use every coin you find. And then you put it on a little plate, put it in the western area of your house, and then you fill it up with water. And that's it. That's the whole story. You can also, if you want to do some more, you can also hang a 6-rod metal wind chime in that sector. This will do the same. This will, if you make it move, it will have the energy like a baby that cries, and the mother, which is this energy, this earth energy, will run to and look after her baby and leaves you alone. So this is the explanation of the masters for this energy. And try it out. This salt cure will react over the year, the days and the month. It will bring a reaction, and this reaction with water and metal and salt will work with this water energy, with this earth energy. Yes, so this is what I wanted to share with you. And so we bring the energy of nature into the energy of the rooms in that way, and we can start our healing processes or continue our personal healing processes by the support of our surrounding energies. Thank you very much.
Wow, that was wonderful, Kathrin. So much we've learned and so much to absorb. And also now you've given us that gift of the metal. I didn't think of metal and salt, but yes, of course, it's also, and it can be any salt. It doesn't matter.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. I don't know if I see something in the chat. Is somebody, yeah, wear metal. Somebody's asking, what if you wear metal? Oh, okay, that's if somebody has the water energy, then if they wear metal, that's how they bring in the metal energy to take the power.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can wear metal. You can put some round metal plates somewhere, even in the West, maybe should be good this year. Some bracelets, amulets, wear a metal coin, something that you feel like protects you in a way, because metal is a protection element also.